So taking a little break in between the rainstorms down here in Southwest Florida to talk about my safety gear. A little muggy so far. You can see I'm sweating quite a bit just having stuff on it, but still a great day to be down here on the marina. I mean, you can see it's still gorgeous. The water's nice and calm in between the storms that have come through. But I want to talk about the safety equipment that I'm going to be using and kind of how it sets up for the next great loop run I do. So when I did my first great loop, I wore this guy right here. By West Marine, looked around, did a bunch of research, finding stuff, and this guy was great. Wore it for 28 days straight. It was comfortable, slept in it, napped in it, ran in it. It was terrific. But for this trip, we've got an upgrade. It was actually a great gift to us from Drew at Mustang. We met him at the Miami Boat Show, and we were talking about him about doing a loop. He's like, guys, I want to help out. And as we talked about Jacket's boat, we were thinking that we wanted to wear it the entire time. You know, we're going for a speed loop, so we're not going to wear it for 28 days, hopefully. But we want it to be comfortable because the plan is to wear this the entire time. Even when we're offshore, if we're sleeping in the cabin on the back of the Jon Boat, this is still going to be on us. And this Mustang Elite 190 is what he said was going to be the jacket for us. So got to use it on our trip that we did from Houston down to the Mexico border and back. And he was correct. This thing was great. Slept in it, wore it the entire time. It was comfortable whether I was in just a t-shirt or when we were hitting those rains and had to put on fall weather gear. It's easily adjustable in the back with these straps, so you can adjust it from being comfortable in a t-shirt or needing a little bit bigger for having, going over top of your fall weather gear. These things right here, you see right here the circle. This is the where the inflator is. It has the manual inflator on the inside, but with it, this is a hydrostatic release. It's a hammer mechanism. Is the manufacturer, I guess, the mechanism itself. Attached to it is a 38 gram CO2 canister, which ends up, when it inflates, gives us 43 pounds of flotation. So really into that like type 1 life jacket buoyancy range. This is not a type 1 life jacket by any means. It's an inflatable, so it is not a type 1, but buoyancy wise, it gives us that much buoyancy. And this is designed, once you go in the water, that hydrostatic release goes off, which takes about 10 centimeters of depth. So just a little bit of pressure inflates the jacket, rises you up to the surface, but it's also designed to rotate you so you end up face up in the water. So if you were knocked unconscious, it's still breathing, you're up there breathing air instead of breathing water. It's just going to help your chances of survival. So this thing is it's going to be a great piece of safety gear for us. And what I'm going to do, like I said, a little muggy today. I'm going to go through, I'm going to open this up and show you guys kind of what we have on the inside of it. So back here, I'm going to open it up. I don't really want to open up because they're by no means hard to repack, but packing things back up can be a little bit of a pain. But this piece of gear is designed to hold more safety equipment. So you can see inside here, it's got a mount for a PLB, which I already have it attached to the strap in here and then tied off. The manual inflator right here already came with a whistle from Mustang. I added on a strobe to it. And it all fits inside that tube I was just wearing. This PLB is going to be great. It's right where I need it to be. So if I end up in the water, this inflates. It's going to be right here. I can put the antenna out, hit the button to send out my distress signal. It's going to go up to the satellites, go to the receiving agency. That's going to get to the responding agencies, and they're going to pick me up out of the water. Cool thing with this strobe, I went with a water activated one. So it's got a button on here that I can use to turn on. It's got constant on, strobe function, and then it has SOS strobe on it. But as soon as you're in the water, it has these two contact points right here. Let's see if I can get it to go. There we go, look. So just a little bit of water on my finger sets it off. It's going to start blinking. So if I were to end up in the water, or Robert ends up in the water on our Great Loop speed run, this, once it deploys, is going to automatically light up. So if this happens at night, I'm able to look back, or he's able to look back and be like, oh, there's my partner. I need to turn them back around and get them. I just flip these and turn that back off. So a great piece of kit. Getting everything put back together isn't that difficult either. It'll take me just a little bit to go back through, because what you do is we have our straps over here. I'm actually going to zip this back up a little bit on this side. So the zipper's in two parts. I'm going to use this just to actually kind of hold everything together while I go around on the larger side. To get it to go back together, you got to bring the zipper back around to the what we'll call the start of it. So if you do it nice enough and don't mess up your fold, you don't have too much to go through. Even though with this, you know, the folds are all marked, they're dotted lined off on where to do it. So you can see I get back over here to the burst section, and these are the starts of our zippers. So this one, take down to it. Now it's enclosed. So we've got our red leash, and make sure it's not fouled or twisted. This is going to come. The flap goes through, the red goes out. That holds it together, and that's where the burst function is with it. That's where, when this inflates, the jacket's going to then come apart and bust the zipper. Make sure all my folds are good with it. Make sure I'm not catching anything in the zipper as I come around. And then just follow it right back around. Because I didn't mess with any of this stuff. I can look at as I'm going through. Boom, we're all back together. I checked my equipment. That's a new PLB I put in there. I just picked it up. So when I did our Texas run, I had my older PLB, but it needs a new battery to it. Still tests okay, but this is my ACR Aqua Link. This one's been great, but it's large. You can see it was different than the one that was in there. So I'll get the battery changed out on it, but picked up a Rescue Link, much smaller, still gives all the same information, has the strobes, goes up to the 406 satellites, gets those responders coming, has the what is it, the 121 megahertz homing beacon in it, so once those responders get close, they're going to be able to come right to us, and it fits all right inside of this jacket. Tuck these guys up out of the way for safety, and a little bit of my string from the leash of my PLB hanging out, but it just all tucks right back in here. Back out of the way. Do the same thing on this side as I did it. You know, probably a little easier to do that when it was on the table, but let's just see. Okay, easy enough getting everything back in there. You can see right here where I have this hook. I add this clip to it. This is actually the red part right here is for your kill switch for your outboard. You know, outboard smaller outboard boats, you need to have a kill switch on at all times, so that way if you were to go overboard, it's going to cut the motor and hopefully you can get back to your boat. The clip I end on here is actually, it's from a hat. You know, I like to wear hats, including on the boat, keep the sun off my head and off my face. You can see a little sunburnt on the nose already. Yeah, if we're going fast enough, sure, hat's on backwards, right? Air's going. But sometimes I like to take my hat off, and I've taken my hat off before, left it on the console, on the seat next to me, and before you know it, you see just a flash of that hat flying off behind you, and it's gone. So I've gotten in the habit of just adding a little hook here, so if I do have to take my hat off for some reason, I can just clip it down there and be okay, because I don't want to lose my hats. I get a little attached to my hats, including once they start getting a little crusty, a little salty. Yeah, they start to look good, I think, and yeah, you don't have to start over with a brand new hat. Hat guys are going to know what I'm talking about. The next piece of my kit, and this is something that I had. It was on my last life jacket that I wore for my loop that I did in 28 days, and it's a pouch just got off Amazon. It's this Velcro field off here, but it attached to my strap. And in here I keep more of, I guess you'd call it like your analog style survival gear. So we got a ton of tech in here, right? Anyway, we're talking to satellites. We've got water activated strobes going off all automatically. Well, in here I keep my stuff. It doesn't need batteries. It just needs me to break the stuff open, right? So I keep a die marker, easy enough. You know, they don't really go bad. So it stays in there. Everything in here is tied off to this gray or this tan loop I have in here. That way, if I am in the water and have to get out, when I unzip, everything's not floating away. This guy right here, larger size line cutter, nice and easy. I can wrap it around even bigger lines to help cut through it if I were to get fouled up in something. Chem light, I know I got my strobe here going off, but this will be nice to illuminate the area around me. You know, it doesn't go bad really until you crack it, right? They do have certain expiration dates in them. Nobody, don't hit me up in the comments. And then signal mirror, these guys are great. You can look at your, let's see if I can even flash you guys a little bit. Not much sun today. But with your responders coming in, if they're having trouble finding, you can use that to shine them. And this is just extra stuff to carry just in case. And I like having all of this stuff on me. You know, the boat itself is going to have all of our Coast Guard required gear, but this is our personal safety devices. So this is in case we end up off the boat, not with the boat sinking, but we end up off the boat, we're going to have all of our gear with us, myself and Robert. And that way we're going to be able to get rescued or get back on the boat and get back on this loop trip. So hopefully with this gear and the gear we have, I mean, hopefully we don't need it at all. But if we were to need it, everything's going to be right where we need it. So I hope you enjoyed a little more of this breakdown. Oh, one more thing. I keep a knife here. You can see it. Actually got this from a buddy got this for me. It's a Benchmade rescue knife. So you got your like your straight blade, serrated blade. It's got a line cutter on it, flat tip. And it clips in this secure holster right here. So that'll be carried on me also. I know we don't have a lot of lines and rigging on an open Jon boat for this trip, but it's good stuff. It's easy to carry. You know, it's not light, it's not heavy. And this is all comfortable enough where I was wearing this and was able to sleep and was comfortable for 2 days. It's the almost same setup I was using for my 28-day trip and wore it every single day. So this is nice, comfortable gear. Again, the Mustang Elite 190, I think is going to be a great piece of gear that we're going to be able to wear every single day on this run. You can see, you know, it's got a nice open back, so really you're going to sleep no problem in it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, just send them in the comments, and we look forward to see you out there.